So it's November 20th. I'm about to work my way on the backside of this clear cut. The wind is really good. Not just direction, but it's really loud. On top of that, it rained a ton yesterday. So everything is really quiet getting in. So I haven't shot anything this year. I shot at something yesterday and hit a branch, broke my heart. It was a huge 8. But I told my wife I'm gonna put some meat in the freezer, so if it's brown, it's down. But all the conditions are looking really good right now. Well, the spot I was going to is taken. And by the looks of it, they've been sitting in there quite a while. It's probably explaining why all these deer are showing up so late. So, I'm gonna try to scout around here and see if I can find something better to set up on. Well, I just hiked about a mile looking for sign along this thicket where there's normally tons of scrapes and rubs in the past, and I found basically nothing. So I'm gonna go back to where I was originally gonna sit, next to that blind. Yeah, because I still have does coming in at a pretty good time, so I'm hoping that the cold front puts them on their feet a little bit earlier. So worst case scenario, I'm getting a pretty good workout. So we're finally set up, and I decided instead of going to exactly where I wanted to go, which is where I found the other hunter's blind, I decided to go to the corner of the clear cut. So hopefully, catch a pinch point, catch deer coming from both directions, following that edge. The wind is incredible right now. The only scary thing about it is it's so heavy. I'm rocking back in the tree, and it's kind of freaky being up here with the tree rocking back and forth. But I didn't realize how this clear cut was set up. But in this corner that I'm sitting on, there's actually a nice adhesive way for the deer to kind of get really deep in there. So I'm hoping that a lot of deer are actually bedded pretty centrally in this clear cut, and they're going to want to come out of it. So we'll see what happens. One downside to the wind, well, 2 downsides. Not only is the tree rocking, but the wind chill is freaking cold. It's only like 50. The wind chill's making it feel more like 30. So I am bundled up in the sleeping bag. Okay, so it's official. I suck at filming my hunts. So I'm overlooking this clear cut. I just kind of get a spidey sense. I just start looking around. Up on this ridge, I see a small buck. I thought it was a small buck, but then I brought my binoculars out and I realized, no, it was a monster. He was just so far away, I assumed it was a small buck because I could see him. Wind has been howling. Wind finally died down. Grunted at him. He came in at 20 yards. I shot, but he ran to 25 yards to my left and stopped. And I didn't see a pass through. And I missed him completely. But finally got down and I got some blood. And so I tried to look back on the film. I was like, well, I'm gonna look back and see if I hit him or not. But there was nothing. So we'll see what happens. So he dove off into this thicket. We're finding some really good blood right now. Well, there he is. He's deep in here, man. Oh, he's down. Not as big as I thought he was, but hey, can't eat the antlers, who cares? This is deer kill number 16 for me. Really upset that I didn't get it on film, but I guess you just gotta learn about filming that. But he is definitely a funky deer. He's not the one I thought he was, but I'm also a big fan of deer with weird racks. He's been a cool 8, but he's a 7. But I'm super blessed, man. This is only my second buck now on public land, and even if it was a spike, man, I feel like I would conquer. It would have felt like I had conquered so much just killing a buck on public land. Definitely a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm really mad that he got into that thicket because, man, I'm pretty cut up now. But now the fun is over, and the real work begins. Well, he's all packed up. I don't know why it took me so stinking long. Probably because I hadn't done it in a while. But I think I'm going to make 2 trips instead of throwing that thing back on here. Because it's close enough, so no reason to overtire myself.